A very good morning, everyone. Back at Southwark Crown Court, just a 2 minutes walk away from me. Apology couldn't come back on air yesterday, but today it's day number 6. And yesterday was very exciting in court. Crown prosecutor, they had 2 witnesses, one before lunch and the second one after lunch. I'm going to give you details of that hopefully by break time, but there were loads of questioning. The 2 of them are directors of their companies. The first Crown witness was the director of Vicento Loretta, the art gallery where a lot of purchases were made, and the Crown brought her in yesterday. She was in the witness box from 10:30, just after 10:30 when the court resumed. She was questioned, let me say one thing she said. They said, how will you describe Diezani? She said, she's elegant, she's nice. Among the many questions that I'm right here in front of the court, sitting start at 10:15, just about 30 minutes away. After this reporting, the Crown prosecutor was asking her, did she know who this customer was? She said at the beginning she didn't know, but later they got to know. For invoices, it is just a quick update for invoices of the items, but she said at a particular time after herself and Mr. Luko started coming to the shop, they asked who should the invoice be made to. Diezani said Sharon D. Ordinarily you thought that was a Sharon, Sharon, Sharon. But when she then said, no, it's not Sharon, it's Sheldon D, Sheldon. I said, oh, she wanted to confirm that. Yeah, you said yes. So apart from making invoices of a number of the items they purchased to Mr. Kola Luko, the name that the minister gave her to be issuing the invoice was Sheldon D. And also the email addresses they were to send when at a particular time they were not getting responses. I think that was from around 2014. Down there, probably when there was a breakdown between the former Minister of Petroleum and Kolawole Aloko, that the things they ordered, they sometimes will not come and collect them on time. The email addresses that our entourage gave them, they weren't getting any response. They sent a couple of emails. I didn't get a response. I'm going to give you details of this, but yesterday also was very interesting in that for the first time since this trial started, there were loads of support for Diezani yesterday, about 10 people or more. Unlike when the pre-trial started on the 19th of last month, she was all alone. Maybe you had a couple of days when you had a maximum of 3 people, but yesterday there were about 10, if not more. And before the trial started at 10:30, she hugged 2 of them. She hugged a female well-wisher who looked quite almost identical. And then she hugged another gentleman. You could see that she was happy that people were there to support her. And also yesterday for the first time, she's always turned up in court in trouser suit. Yesterday, the first time she was in a long black skirt and black top, and she looked a lot relieved yesterday that, there were people in court, people who had turned out to come and offer her moral support. But the prosecutor, they had loads. They had evidence, they had materials which they tendered a lot. One of the images which they put out to their witness had 68 pages, items that were ordered at the gallery. Comprising of Italian tables, dining table, floor lamp, a lot of furnishings for the house, 68 pages of them, and they were displayed. Questions were asked from the director of the art gallery. A number of questions were asked, and they said yes. They told that these images were retrieved from the phone of the former minister when she was arrested. Also, among the things that we came to yesterday, so that was the first Crown prosecutor witness in the morning. In the afternoon, after lunch, there was also the second witness. One, Mr. Tony Macau, is the director of Bear Rock Construction Company. They did a lot of work, renovation work for Kola Luko and for Diezani at their homes in Parkview and also in Harley House. Those properties are part of what they are being investigated on, both of them. So they answered questions. The second witness, his own witness was not concluded by the time we finished at 4 yesterday. The witness, he had not finished, so he's going to resume this morning. So Crown prosecutor witness number 3 will continue from where he stopped yesterday. So today is going also to be like that. I don't know whether there's another witness, but witness number 3 will continue from where he stopped yesterday. And of course, after the witness had given his own statement, the lady in the morning, defense barrister was able to to do a cross-examination, and then he did. Among the things he asked her was, at any time, was it Diezani that gave her the email that were bouncing back? She said no. And she said, did Diezani make payment for any of the items? She said no. It was either Mr. Kola Luko who was making payment, and when Kola Luko was no more coming with her, that Diezani used to come with an entourage of about 5 or 6 people. And one time with a lady, she doesn't know whether it's her assistant, but it was those people who made payment, but Diezani never made any payment by herself. Again, after the witness had finished her statement, the Crown prosecutor was asking, that again, he did put, just like he put to the first witness on Friday, that if you say Diezani ordered some items, he did mention that those days she was in Nigeria, that according to her passport stamp, she was not in the UK. But of course, the Crown also were ready. They had their email correspondences, to say, look, even if she's not here in the UK physically, there is correspondence. They sent emails. So not being here physically does not mean she is not the one ordering. But one thing that the director of the art gallery said that Diezani herself never made any payment. If it was not Mr. Kola Luko who was making payment, the entourage, some of those in the entourage with her, they were the one that made payment. Sometimes they use different cards. When Kola Luko wasn't making payment, when Diezani came with entourage, sometimes they use 3-4 cards, different types of credit cards or payment card to make payment for the items. But sometimes 1 or 2 occasions, 1 or 2 cards were declined. But she said Diezani herself never made any payment at any time. So she finished her witness yesterday. She was cross-examined before being released at lunch at around 1 o'clock. But the second witness, as I mentioned earlier, Tony Macau, a director of Bear Rock Construction Company. He was in the witness box till 4 p.m. yesterday, and the Crown has not finished. He's coming back this morning to continue with his witness. It is after his witness that the defense barrister for Diezani, if he's got anything to cross-examine him, is going to be doing that. So that's where we are. Is day number 6. It's still a long way to go. We're going all the way to late April. All right, I'll see you guys probably by lunchtime.